Well, for decades, the U.S. government has compensated employees who got cancer from working inside plants that make America's nuclear weapons. Now, a growing number of scientists say this radioactive threat may not stop at the fence line.
Tonight's Spotlight on America's Dwayne Pullman investigates the potential of nuclear fallout in communities that surround these Cold War plants across the country.
This sprawling compound is a relic of America's past. Built during the Cold War, this massive facility near Piketon, Ohio, enriched uranium for America's nuclear reactors and bombs. 7 decades later, this plant still dominates the landscape with a legacy of radioactivity. Zach Farmer, an all-star baseball player who grew up near the plant, was only 21 when he died of a rare leukemia.
That was my best friend, and my son.
Kate Smith lived near the plant too. She was just 15 when she died from another rare cancer. Tragedies are everywhere you turn here. The local health commissioner is convinced people here are living and dying from radioactive fallout.
Certain cancers are caused by certain things, and we only have one, plant that can cause some of those things.
4 miles from the plant, this middle school was closed in 2019 after enriched uranium was discovered inside. Air quality monitors, some as far away as 14 miles from the plant, consistently pick up radioactive particles. The U.S. Department of Energy, which oversees the plant and others like it, tells us there is no radioactivity detected above naturally occurring levels. Dr. David Menuda, the former chief scientist at the plant, disagrees.
We're doing damage that really cannot ever be repaired.
There are approximately 300 uranium and plutonium processing sites across America. There is no public list for national security reasons, but most operate in remote parts of the country. 90 sites, like the former Fernald plant near Cincinnati, have been disassembled. And work continues to remove radiation threats at places like Hanford in Washington State and Oak Ridge in Tennessee. But even with these cleanups, Dr. Menuda says communities across the country face a continuing threat from radioactive particles that drifted in the air and are now being detected in water and soil surrounding the plants.
Do you believe that we're dealing with levels of contamination, cancer, and death at all of these sites?
Almost assuredly, yes.
Dr. Michael Ketterer, a national expert on identifying radioactive particles, says the footprints of these facilities across the country extend far beyond the fences.
In my mind, pretty easy to prove that these communities are indeed contaminated.
America's left with a nuclear contamination legacy.
Absolutely.
A legacy that continues to cast a shadow on those who live near these Cold War plants. I'm Dwayne Pullman for Spotlight on America.
Is there a story you think we should investigate? Call our Eyewitness News tip line at 869-2929.